The crab mentality.
Crab mentality.
Crab mentality.
The 10-second rule na if someone can fix it within 10 seconds, you shouldn't point it out anymore.
As a Filipino yourself, what do you think is the most toxic Filipino trait?
Body shaming.
Body shaming.
In every family gathering, there's always this one adult saying, "Uy, tumaba ka na." It kind of increases your insecurity. It pries on everyone's insecurities.
Because like palaging pag may events, like they say na, uy, tumaba ka. And
Sa
like,
family gathering, mahilig sila sa ganun na, ay, ang laki mo na. Hindi siya galing sa amin na as millennials, Gen Z. Galing siya sa mga oldies na mahilig silang, ay, kailangan ikaw payat ka. Kailangan gato ka manamit, kailangan proper.
like,
Kasi
kailangan
parang
long
naka-crop top ka. Parang
Kino-comment yung
kino-comment lang nila. Siguro lumaki sila sa community na gano'n. Hindi yung katulad namin na open sa lahat. Parang nasa close community kasi sila eh.
close-minded.
Oo.
I'd say utang na loob or the concept of utang na loob.
Utang na loob. It's basically like when someone does you a favor, they expect you to return that favor.
Kasi when you do an act of kindness or when you're trying to be kind to other people, doing things for them in the spirit of service, those people expect you to give back to them. Parang it's an exchange. But if you're truly genuine and your intentions are clear, you wouldn't need anything in exchange or you wouldn't want anything in return if you're doing those acts of kindness.
So an example would be like your tita expects you to pay them half of your salary because she raised you. So I don't like that. Because I think that, like that example per se, like she's tasked to do it. I didn't choose to be in this world. So it's like a parent thing. I can't really expound on that anymore. Yeah.
I'd say in the Philippines, it's deeply rooted within our culture na kasi na once you do something nice to other people, you wouldn't even have to tell them or parang it's gonna pop up in their head na okay, I'm gonna remember this guy, he did something nice to me. It's something that kind of haunts us and I think it can be fixed pero throughout the years pa. It won't just suddenly be fixed in a snap.
I think a toxic trait that Filipinos have is lack of discipline, especially like in the small things, like, you know, just crossing the road, throwing trash. Because if you compare the Philippines like other countries, especially Asian countries, we're not really as disciplined when it comes to those things.
I think the most toxic Filipino trait is Filipino time.
Filipino time.
Usually, yung mga Filipino time, lagi silang 1 hour late dun sa original na pag-usapan or 2 hours late na nasasayang na yung oras kakahintay sa kanila.
Kasi madami nagsasabi na parang be at this place at this time and then they end up being there at like an hour, 2 hours later. I feel like it's a personal problem in the beginning and then it influences a lot of people also. So I feel like it became a culture thing.
For me, toxic culture is when our parents tend to compare their children to other children. So that's a good example for children with good grades, the one with the ideal children. So they usually compare those people to those who are average people or those who are below average. And sometimes it really costs the mental health and even the overall emotional well-being of it.
Probably the attitude towards mental health that Filipinos tend to have. What I noticed, and also my personal experience, sometimes when you bring up something about mental health, like for example depression or anxiety, or even some more extreme cases, Filipinos tend to treat it as it's either something that you should get over quickly, like it's just an emotion, or on the opposite end, like you're a crazy person. So it's like, why are you with the therapy? You're not insane.
Making everything positive, even if it's a negative situation already. Bumabahan na sa place natin, but you're still thinking positive about it. Like making everything look so positive when sometimes it's not already. Yeah. Sometimes we tend to look or think more positive, but we don't have any concrete steps or solutions for it anymore.
For me, it's how they don't value the arts, even the music industry. Well, the arts and the music industry in general. We are humanities students, so we actually study the arts. And we have seen, especially in our major classes, that it has been very unfunded and it is not easily accepted into society.
I think gossip. For me, I feel like the most toxic Filipino trait is the chika or like gossip culture here in the Philippines.
And for me, I think gossip, talking about people, yeah, even though these things are not true, I think it's toxic because, you know, basically it's a bad thing to do.
I don't know, for me I just find it inappropriate or kind of rude to like pry in on other people's businesses and like share it with other people, especially if you don't really have anything to do with it.
I think it's the practice of using fixers or getting connections with people who have power. For example, when I was getting my license, there was a person who we knew and he offered us fixers, and he even mentioned that for the written test, it takes like months for the results to be released, and the reason they do that is also to like coerce more people to get fixers, and that just like forces a lot of people to like spend unneeded money even though like they're not legally supposed to.
Well, this one's a classic, but the crab mentality.
Crab mentality.
Crab mentality, and it's like when someone, when they get successful, other people feel jealous and they start to pull them down.
You know, this is when people just don't want other people to succeed for some reason.
Ito yung pinaka-toxic na trait ng mga Pilipino. Makikita rin natin to sa maraming aspekto ng mga Pilipino sa pang-araw-araw na bagay. Sabihin lang natin sa pagkaroon ng presidente. Marami sa Pilipino ay nagagalit dahil sa pagboto sa ibang mga presidente katulad na nung nakaraang eleksyon. Nagagalit sila sa mga sumusuporta kay Lenny dahil yung mga karamihan sa kanila ay may yaman at may kaya daw. Pero gusto lamang nila magkaroon ng mas magandang buhay ang mga Pilipino kaysa dun sa nakita nilang gagawin ng Marcos given his history. Ayaw lang nila talagang makita na hindi naman sa umasenso, ngunit pinipigilan nilang umasenso ang mga Pilipino. Gusto lang nila hanggang dito lang tayo. Naghihilaan pababa ang mga Pilipino dahil nga sa crab mentality.
I guess the sad thing is, I feel like this is the most toxic trait. It's because it's not only prevalent with students or in the workplace, but it's also really prevalent in families. And I guess that's what makes it a really toxic thing, and that's what makes it a classic toxic trait, I believe.
People who bring down others whenever they recite. For example, if somebody mentions more than the professor asked, they will give a very elaborate answer in which the people seated around that person would say, "Uy, pabida naman si ganito, pabida naman dito si ganyan." And I think it has to be fixed.
For me naman, siguro yung cancel culture. Doesn't mean naman na someone disagrees with an opinion. Ibig sabihin na mali na yun. Everybody has a different perspective naman sa mga bagay. So, what may be good to you may be bad to me, and what may be good to me may be bad to you. So, hindi talaga natin dapat mag-conclude or sabihin, oh, di ako nag-agree sa'yo, so mali ka.
Some people would like to speak their minds when it comes to certain things, which is a very important trait, especially when standing your ground and saying what you want. This can also apply for things such as either the debate club or to more important things such as politics.
May mga different naman tayong pinagdadaan sa buhay, and I think, for me, is the toxic Filipino trait.
Do you think the toxic trait you mentioned is something we can fix? How do you think we can fix it?
Well, I'd say for the crab mentality, I feel like just be happy for other people. And I really don't see the need to pull other people down, because this crab mentality, it really pulls people down, especially in a family setting. And I guess I can't say much about, family settings. These are like really deep-rooted problems in the families. But to your friends, people you love, support them. Be happy for these people and show them your support that you want them to succeed, because it's really a toxic thing to just say, wow, anyone can do that. Wow, what you're doing is really not that great. It's really discouraging. And especially today, people, just please be supportive of people you're close to, or be supportive of everyone.
Personally, the best way we could tackle it is just not accepting any of them. I don't think that itself will like stop it. I think another way we could stop it like on a bigger scale is to tackle the corruption behind it. Like there would be signs saying don't take fixers, but who enforces it? Who looks after it? Meron naman tayong mga bagay na pwedeng gawin parang maayos to. Kung merong magsasuggest ng magandang gawin, pwede natin sabihin or encourage yung mga gawain na ito.
The things that we can do to fix the people who bring down other people whenever they speak their mind is to be able to accept things in a more inclusive way in order to apply it into our daily lives and for the betterment of the Filipino people.
I think it can be as simple as just, respecting what you hear, especially if it's not really anything to do with you. Like, with chika and gossip, it's best to respect and keep it to yourself. And I guess that also kind of practices respect with the people around you. It also kind of reflects upon your values as well as a person. So yeah, I think it's good to practice something like that.
I don't know if it's a good answer, but this issue can be seen as a good thing then. So it's a two-way street. You can see it as an issue in a way na you use it as a way for you to put doubt on yourself, but it can also be an advantage where you use it as a motivation or a drive or an inspiration for you, someone you can look up to in terms of how you want to perform in academics.
Again, it's just a personal problem and only you can fix it. That's all.
Siguro for me is to be sensitive din, and dapat alam mo na hindi lang naman ikaw yung parang may pinagdadaanan sa buhay. Kasi nga, as I told earlier, di naman porket tama sa'yo is tama sa others. Lahat tayo may different perspective sa mga pinagdadaanan.
And I think to just be open-minded is another thing.
what I think is just proper education. Because honestly, a lot of what I've encountered is just because people are kind of ignorant and they don't know how brains work, how bodies work, how people work. So just better education and attitudes.
For me, I think it's really to just be more open to the topics and also the industry in a way. Being more open to conversation about it and to really broaden the range or even the exposure of these. So that could be like going to museums or even putting more funds or research into the arts and even history in a way. Because it's very interconnected.
For me, yes. Just don't point it out anymore. You know the 10-second rule na if someone can fix it within 10 seconds, you shouldn't point it out anymore.
Yes, I think it can still be fixed. It really depends on the person, on their outlook in life. So it varies per person talaga.
Same answer, it varies with the person. But, I think it's really part of it's like a Filipino trait that cannot be like fully, removed. It's always gonna be there.
Siguro pwedeng ma-fix, pero depende na din sa tao kung willing talaga silang on time.
Yeah. I think it depends sa mindset ng person. If like mag-change sila ng mindset and consideration
Yeah.
sa like kinakausap nila, ganun.
But I feel like for the older people, parang normal na sa kanila. Like, they don't think na naka-hurt kami, ganun.
It could be fixed, but it will take a lot of time because I feel like we're just so used to whatever happens like on the street or like what we see on like television. So it's not going to be super easy to do it or to fix it. And I think when it comes to like utang na loob or like lack of discipline, it has to like streamline down from maybe like your parents.
Yeah.
So if your parents aren't doing it, then you won't be able to do it also.
Yeah, it's a really generational thing.
Yeah.
I feel like the new generation can fix it since we're more aware of it. Unlike previous generations who just live with it. We want to do something about it. So I think that's a good improvement.
Same, yeah, I agree with what she said. It's more on education and learning from past mistakes to not repeat them again.